Hello, this is a video for both Trauma 1 and 2. I did them both with 5 operators. 4 is possible and has been done for both, but I'm too lazy to roll it in RNG. So I plucked some random operator to reduce the gap. For both maps we mostly rely on Earthspirit and Ethan to carry us through. The first map is definitely the harder one, that's why Grey is also here. We use his S2 slow to completely stop some waves from moving, and Shiryuki is there for a bit of DPS, to kill the random strays, so we don't have to use big slow skills on them. The most important thing to know for this mode is that you don't actually have to kill the enemies, you just need to delay them. So slow skills, particularly something like Suzuran and Ethan, are extremely helpful, and you just need to make sure that you cycle your skills properly. You don't want to use multiple slow skills all at once if one of them is enough. Just check how long the skill duration is and cycle them all to prevent enemies moving quickly over a long period. Of course, damage also helps and you need a little bit to kill the stragglers, but it's all about CC skills. We use SURTR, so Earthspirit dies a bit slower. This will prevent Grey from dying later, that's the point of that. It's so I don't have to deal with the ranged attacks. Grey dying is fine, it's still playable. I'm just being lazy here. The timer is about to run out, so we use up all the skills. They will recharge for the next wave anyway. This is the show difference. Grey survives on one hit. Even if he doesn't, the early stragglers can be handled by the coming up Earthspirit, Shiryuki and Ethan, and Grey will be back by the time we need him. I'm just lazy with rolling RNG. We deploy Shoulder because, well, we have her might as well, though her job is already done. This is the first wave. Definitely the hardest part of the first two stages. You have two crocodiles that come in alone. The annoying thing about it is it's just a few enemies, but they're fairly tanky, so you might have to spend some big skills on them. In this case I used the ingenious strategy of not having Ethan S2 up for them and then just leaking them. Works flawlessly for me. There is no downside to leaking. I'd re-record it, but I'm kind of sick and want to go to bed. So if you feel you need to leak some enemy, just do that, it's fine. We then get a bunch of spiders. They have no support, so they just explode. And now for the final wave. Grey will be back up, even though we used his longest PQ skill on the first two crocodiles. Earthspirit slows almost everything. Show is there to die horribly. You can tell that this is meant to be a 4 operator strategy. Ah well. And with only 30 seconds left we activate everything and that's a free win. Slowing skills are pretty good in this mode. Remove the need to DPS. Okay, this was the harder of the two maps, but since the other one is a bit different, let's show it off as well. The gimmick here is that you have unkillable enemies on the right, and artillery on the top. You can just kill the artillery, since they're fairly squishy, but that's a bother, so I'll just tank them. We snipe a few of them with tentacles, but only a few. The later ones are strong enough to kill the tentacles. I try to do this without the tentacles, but no defender is good enough to tank on their own, so they end up getting sniped by the artillery, and we need to add some healing. Instead of healing, I added a distraction. Only the first wave has defenders, after that the right side will get the archers that have 3000 defense. You kind of just want to push them into the hole, but I needed something else in this case. Because I needed a tank, that's why Gummy is there. And Quora is just there to prevent RNG in the last wave. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Between the tentacles and Gummy, the artillery damage is negated. Only the last wave is a big problem here. For the other two we just use Earthspirit 1, Eaten once, and do events. The third one is much longer, so we need a bit extra. Or, you know, good Eaten RNG, which I'm too lazy to get. So that's why Quora is here. The third wave has 2 defenders at the start that would force a skill usage out of me, because I can't kill them with just Deep Cover and Earthspirit. So we just block them until they're part of the entire larger defender wave. Since both my skills are AoE, when they're mixed in with the other defenders, they don't force me to use any skills outside of the usual cycle. The tentacles all get attack debuffed, so they can't kill the artillery quite as well, but it doesn't matter at this point. We catch 4 defenders with Quora to delay even more, and now we're forced to use the skill because the archers are coming through on the right side. This is fine, it lines up with where I would want to use it. You can see we only have a minute left. Ethan's skill has a 25 SP cost, and their spirit skill lasts 25 seconds, so she covers his downtime perfectly. Even though they're so close to the blue box, with both Ethan and her spirit slowing, since they're slow stacks, they can barely walk. Once her spirit ends, Ethan is back on. And now we're praying for dodges a bit. We can lick a few enemies, it's not a big deal. We distract the artillery so they don't kill Gummy. That is possible. And since Quora's back up, we deploy her. At this point it doesn't matter, at most we would leak one enemy. But might as well not do that.